The boys
are back
with another video.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are y'all ready for this?
What's up, brothers? Boys. Today we're gonna talk about toe taps, big man TDs, and kickers going to the NFL.
Hey, yo, shout out to Sketch, though, low-key. Around the world, honestly.
No, high key.
Around the world, he's, just going viral. Everybody's doing the What's Up Brothers and everything that he does. His cadence, basically.
One man band, Kim Jong-un.
You've seen that, too?
Yeah.
I'm a one-man band! Yeah, so like Justin said, we're going to go over all of what he talked about. Some NFL rule changes that is going to start in 2024 league. And if you guys haven't heard or keeping up with spring football, the UFL has officially started week 1 last weekend. So, Justin, let's go ahead and talk about your toe taps.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have specific ones, but while I was going over a few of the games, I seen a lot of, I believe one of them came from the Brahmas, if I'm not mistaken, but it was in the very back of the end zone, and this guy toe dragged all the way very in. It was very questionable, if you ask me. But they gave it to the dude, and it counted. But there was several this week that was on the highlight reels, especially. Is like, whoa, these are UFL guys.
Yeah,
but maybe not for long.
No, we've seen plenty of people that have gone from the UFL to train or, try out for NFL teams last year. So, honestly, these guys are out to make a point. They're out to make, hey, you should have drafted me.
Yeah, I feel like they all kind of got that little chip of vengeance on their shoulders, so they're playing extra hard out there.
Yeah. So while we're talking about the UFL, I want to talk about some teams and their divisions and some familiar faces that we've seen in the XFL last season. But as you guys know, XFL last year did really good and wanted to make a return for season 2. But they did not come alone this year. They talked to the USFL and they merged to make the UFL this year. That's hence the new name. Now they have 2 divisions, the USFL and the XFL. So I think that this spring football is going to continue to grow. Who's to say they don't go after, Canadian football next?
Yeah, that's true, especially considering they just merged and cut off 8 teams. They definitely got the resources and the money now to grow since they just raised unemployment by 15%. But
hey, Rock's even making more money. If you guys don't know, all my WWE fans out there, Rock is back in wrestling for this segment of WrestleMania 40 coming up.
That's pretty cool.
Rock's making more money, so he's obviously got more plans for this football league that he's running.
He's making more money. What about all those guys that just cut out of the USFL and the XFL? Now these guys are out at Ford, GMC, Chevy selling people cars.
Well,
they don't even know the first thing about motors.
Hey, they did the same thing basically like the NFL did. You held a training day or, a few training weeks. The draft came up. If you didn't get picked, sorry. So, this is exactly, but in the NFL, you got things you could go back to, but now, I guess if you don't go to the UFL, I don't know what you got to go back to.
Gets to selling cars.
Yeah. Teams and divisions, now that we were talking about that. Arlington Renegades, familiar team from the XFL. Some familiar faces on that team. You got Vic Beasley, Marquette King, if you guys don't remember him. He played in the NFL along with Vic Beasley. Actually, they both played for the Raiders. I don't know about together, but Vic Beasley first started off with the Falcons. But Luis Perez, Justin talked about him. Not like decently heavy, but last year in the XFL, he brought him up a few times.
He looks a hot mess out there.
Caleb Vander Esch, related to the recent retired Leighton Vander Esch, correct?
I don't think so.
No? I thought that we talked about he had a cousin or somebody in the XFL last year.
I could be wrong.
All right,
I thought I looked that up and seen that was not true. I don't know.
Well, we're going to fact check ourselves after this.
Maybe it is. They brought Bob Stoops back.
Yeah.
That's their coach. You went ahead and breezed by these guys. Vic Beasley, for y'all that don't know, linebacker, former first-round draft pick. Marquette King, you said he played for the Raiders, but what'd he do for the Raiders?
He was a punter.
Okay, so what's he doing for this team?
He's a punter.
That's fair. But you skipped over something because this man's also listed as an edge rusher on this team.
Oh, I didn't see that on the roster list when I was looking at it. It has him listed as a punter.
I was about to say they have him as edge rusher as well.
That's crazy. He's 35 years old.
Yeah, I thought it was very weird too. I mean, maybe that's just in case one of their guys goes down or something. I really don't know.
Right. I guess. I mean, if you need the depth in that position.
Yeah.
Next team I got, though, is a USFL team. I believe there's 4 teams in each division. But you got the Birmingham Stallions, and they picked up Taco Charlton. He's a defensive end. And if you guys remember, Amari Rogers, I believe he played for Green Bay. I think Green Bay hosted a tryout, maybe. I think it was.
It's a possibility.
But he's a wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, the Birmingham Stallions are basically like the NFL's old day Patriots or new day Chiefs. They went back to back. Well, they are back to back USFL champions, and now they're coming into the league and they already started to wreak havoc on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. They're the only team that got over 300 offensive yards.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy because
the only team. And then there was one of 2 teams to get over 100 yards rushing.
Mm-hmm.
The other team was the Panthers.
The Michigan Panthers? Yeah. Can't just say Panthers now.
Well, we're not talking about the NFL. And
not
if we
yet.
was, we dang sure would not be talking about the Panthers. Because what is there to talk about?
Yeah,
They suck. Well,
you
know what? Nah, we can bring something up. One of their former quarterback draft picks, Matt Corral.
Yeah, he's
actually seeming to flourish in the UFL. Well,
yeah, it's really hard to try to keep transferring.
Yeah, I typed it into my keyboard just yesterday when I was looking for notes. I was like XFL news.
Yeah.
Popped up stuff from 2023. I was confused.
But yeah, like you said, Matt Corral is in the UFL now. DC Defenders. So, we talked about this guy pretty decently because he led rushing yards in 2023 of the XFL. Abram Smith is back.
R.I.P., brother. What do you mean he's back? No, he ain't.
Abram Smith?
Yeah. You go ahead. You have the floor. I'll come after.
Go ahead, because all I got is Abram Smith is on the DC Defenders.
Okay.
As a familiar face.
All right.
Because that's what it says in the roster chart.
Let me get something out your way.
Okay, go ahead.
This man's not playing this season.
Why?
Because he tore his ACL.
Okay.
There's the latest UFL news, baby.
Yeah. Okay, because I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, that man ain't playing. And actually, I think that's...
See, if the UFL would stay on top of their website and go in and put out or questionable on their roster charts, I would have known that.
Go apply to run their website, dude.
No, I'm okay.
Go leave a comment like a Karen.
Okay. So I know this guy's back though. Familiar face. Jordan Teamu, quarterback.
Who sucks this season? After he sucked in the championship, threw 3 interceptions to blow that for him. Way to go, my guy. And on top of it, to make it worse, oh my gosh, they're not using the 2-quarterback system this season, and it's terrible.
Did they get a new head coach or do they have the same head coach?
I believe it's the same one. But
Why would you not stick to
could
what
be
was
wrong.
working?
I mean, it really wasn't, but it was working better because that guy could run more.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know. I couldn't find. Okay, so here's something interesting for this next team. So,
Hold on. What? You didn't even talk about what? You better move on to the next team?
Yeah.
That's crazy. No. We got to talk about this absolute disrespect because I'm ripping a helmet off if you do this. Gene DeLance for the Defenders was ejected for spitting on a player.
Yeah, that's disrespectful. Yeah, that's just hands up at that point.
Throwing hands, brother. It's gonna happen. Shout out Sketch. Don't copyright us. That would really suck. Just come hang out. We're cool.
Yeah, low key, or honestly, let's just go with what Justin said. High key, Sketch. Let's get you on the podcast, bro.
Yo, that would be gangster.
All right, we can. Well, we ain't got money like that, so I can't say we can FaceTime on the laptop, but we'll Skype if that's still a thing.
Come over here and get lit.
We'll do a Zoom meeting.
I was gonna say, I've seen that you like to drink the liquor and go live with who is it, Jinxie?
Yeah, hey, Jinxie too. Shout out to Jinxie. We'll get you on the podcast too. Also, Sketch, love-hate relationship. Hate that you got Stephon Diggs. You're a Texans fan, so, but Texans are gonna be a tough team.
Amen, brother. No, yeah. That's I had to say that though, cause like that's
that's crazy.
That typically I don't think I've.
He had to come from the USFL.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've heard of that happening in the NFL. It definitely didn't happen in the XFL.
I didn't hear about any. Well, nobody's spitting, but I'm gonna say ejections in the XFL.
Yeah. So I mean, UFL starting the week 1 off crazily. And in fact, I mean, before he even got ejected, before that game started, things already got heated. Like there was players from 2 sides of the team
At the
yelling
beginning?
at each other. Yeah, before it even started, when they was doing like their warm ups and their stretches and stuff.
Yeah. Huh.
So these guys really got that chip on their shoulder, like we was talking about. They got that built up aggression, and they're ready to get it off.
Like I said, these guys are coming out here to show that they should, or they deserve to be in the NFL. So
I mean, bro, if I was that close to the league, I would too.
So am I good to move on now? You got anything else for the Defenders?
No, that's it.
All right, Houston Roughnecks. So what I was gonna say about this is when I was talking about divisions, and they got 4 teams on each. Roughnecks are considered a USFL-sided team.
That's right, because the Houston Gamblers from the USFL is no longer. Well, I mean, kind of. They really just changed their name because they took the entire team and coaching staff from there, and they threw the Houston Roughnecks in the garbage. They're working at your local McDonald's now.
So they took the team, the Houston Gamblers, made them the Houston Roughnecks, and told the original Houston Roughnecks, like, sorry about you.
Yeah, they were like, beat it. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, that kind of like threw me off because like you see all these other XFL teams in their division, and then you see the Roughnecks with, I don't know, it's just something about it is like it don't fit. Like it just doesn't fit with the USFL division.
I mean, yeah. They had a team there before, so it's not terribly weird. And since they kept the entire team and coaching staff, I mean, I don't know why.
So you remember who was on that team, right? The wannabe Christian McCaffrey, Borgie.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He's not even on there.
Or he was on that.
So you're telling me they kicked him out?
You telling me he went to go sell cars? That's
Actually, didn't he
insane.
actually go to the NFL or got signed? Or
I think we did have news about that going to the
Yeah.
practice squad. I don't know about any.
I wonder if he's
farther
still
than
with the
that.
practice squad. I'll have to look into that. Another fact check that we will get back with you guys.
In 2 weeks. Or
Um,
check us out on our Twitter and help
So
tweet
with
about
the
it.
Houston Roughnecks, they didn't have anybody that I knew was familiar. So I'm not too sure if Justin was able to catch anybody.
The only person, well, the most familiar that anybody should be with somebody on that team is Reuben Foster. He's a former 49ers first-round pick. I think he was a top 10 pick for him, a linebacker.
We ought to look into that. See how many former first round picks downgraded.
To the UFL.
Yeah, just to see how big of a bust they were.
Yeah, you ain't lying. We could make like a whole video out of that. But you got him. They also got the USFL sack leader. I read from last year,
Oh yeah.
Chris Odom. So that's a decent little linebacker pair right there. And then their coach Curtis Johnson. They also brought him over from another team. I think it was the Houston Gamblers, is the team
Yeah.
that he coached last year. Those are the only people, if you paid attention, to the USFL last year, that you might know.
Okay.
Or if you're a 49er.
Yeah, these next two teams are USFL teams, so they really didn't have any familiar faces to me. You got the Memphis Showboats and the Michigan Panthers.
Yeah, so the Memphis Showboats, the only real notes I got on them is Case Cookus is apparently the most notable returning quarterback from the USFL.
Okay.
Now, like we've been over a little bit, like we didn't pay attention to the USFL last year, so we do not know.
Yeah, I'm
these
going to say
guys.
we are learning these guys as we go along, just like when we were talking about the XFL last year. We're learning them.
Yeah,
So-
we're trying to get there. Bear with us. But,
So you'll probably see us talk about XFL sided heavy this year, but next year it'll probably be a lot different.
yeah. I mean, so like I said, Case Cookus, most notable returning quarterback. First of all, gangster name. You can definitely make some plays off of that. Like, bring some signs talking about Case Cookus something good. There's some ideas for their fans.
He said, let him know if you use it.
Because I'm copywriting it. Nah, and then I also got that their defense might be a hard one to go against. Now,
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't see too much since they played the Roughnecks. But they did force a fumble and recovered it for a touchdown early in the game, and they won. They looked the best.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I would say yeah. They're gonna be a hard. Yeah. What? My train of thought like totally wrecked right there.
Had a huge brain
but
fart.
I'd say that their defense is going to be probably one of the harder ones to go against.
Okay.
We'll see more as we go into this
Right.
thing. I've been reading the power rankings, and they got them somewhere in the middle almost every time.
Okay.
So we'll see, but I don't think I'm going to be a fan of any team again. I'm going to be an unbiased watcher.
Well, if you guys remember last year, I was rooting for the Brahma Bulls. It was terrible. It went terrible. But this year, though, starting off strong, 1-0. But let's talk about some familiar faces with them.
Hold on. Okay, you go ahead, and then we'll go back to the Michigan Panthers because we breezed past them since I didn't talk about it, and you said you didn't have anybody.
No, go ahead then. We'll jump back right now. Michigan Panthers.
Okay, well, hey, first of all, this is what I was talking about when I said kickers going to the NFL, because
Oh yeah,
Jake Bates,
I forgot about him doing that.
a man who has not kicked a field goal during a game since high school.
Jeez.
He was a punter in college,
Oh, okay.
but he didn't kick field goals.
Right.
He ain't kicked field goals since he went to high school. which is insane to me when you think about the fact that he just drilled a 64-yarder. That's Adam Vinatieri range.
Hold on. Go ahead. I want to see if you add in this detail that I'm about to say. Keep going.
And it was to win the game at the very end.
Okay. Done?
Yeah.
So there's a slight detail in that. The very first kick got iced. He got iced.
That's true. Yeah, I did see that.
That very first kick was the one that he barely made. The second one, he hit the back of the net.
Joke's on you for trying to ice the man. He was getting it regardless.
Yeah. I thought that was crazy. The first time he barely made it and got iced out. And then the second time, he hits the back of the net. I wasn't talking to you.
Yo, the fact that your Siri is a male voice is like a little sus. No diddy.
It's all right. But yeah. So that man, yeah, he might see an NFL contract coming up.
Yeah, I think he definitely will. And before,
if he can continue to hit kicks like that.
I mean, yeah,
and
but
not
after
just make it look like a one-time thing.
After you hit one like that, you get your consistency down. I feel like you got it. And with kickers, it seems like they got it till they don't. So he better hop on the train while it lasts.
So following up with your kickers and jumping to the Brahma Bulls now.
No, we're not, dude.
Who else do you got to talk about with these Panthers?
This guy's ridiculous today. He's trying to skip over so many important people. So many important people. Because y'all going to have to keep your eyes on this one. They got Puka Nakua's brother.
So, okay, hold on. So I saw the last name in that roster, and it said Nakua. But I was like, what are the chances, dude? Like, what are the chances?
They got Puka Nakua's brother.
Like, this is 100% fact-checked.
Yeah, he took a photo with him at the game.
Oh. Puka's about to be like, hey, play this year, and then we will get you in the NFL.
Low key.
What position? Same position, or?
I'm pretty sure he's receiving.
Oh, boy. Rams are about to be stacked.
Send Cup somewhere. To the Colts. Amen, brother.
I'm surprised you didn't say Bengals, honestly.
I like him, but
after the chances of losing T. Higgins.
He ain't taking Tartan up. They just need to re-sign my man.
Hey, look, this guy is a die-hard Bengals fan. And he told me that he would rather let Chase go and re-sign Higgins.
Amen, brother.
What? Everybody's got their opinions, I guess.
T. Higgins is modern day.
Let us know down in the comments who you would rather sign, Chase or Higgins.
A, please let us know. B, T. Higgins is the modern day Randy Moss. He body stuff.
He pulled one of those prove me wrong that T. Higgins isn't the next Randy Moss.
I have seen T. Higgins make some of the most impressive catches since joining the league out of a lot of receivers.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to doubt that T. Higgins is a great receiver and deserves to be a wide receiver one.
And since you want to bring my team up and get me heated, y'all should have never traded away Joe Mixon. I like Chase Brown, but my God, I don't know. And really, Zach Moss, that's who we're going with.
Hey.
And on top of it, sign my boy Boyd back. He's still in free agency. Go get him.
Stop it and get some help.
Anyway, now that I'm done with the Michigan Panthers and my Bengals rant, I'll let you carry it.
Thank you for listening to my rant. All right.
Thank you for listening.
Following up with your Panthers kicker base, we're going to talk about the Brahma Bulls kicker. as you guys know, YouTube or famous YouTuber Destroying, real name is Donald De La Hayes, is officially now playing football and not just making football YouTube videos. And he is their kicker. Dude's got a leg on him. He's proven it in many of his videos. The Brahma Bulls got special weapons. So, you know what they say. Special teams, special players, special plays.
You forgot something.
That's why you had to.
Let me give it to you.
Amen, brother.
We're just gonna have to like label this a sketch-isode.
Sketch-isode. But yeah, so if you guys did watch it, they did a special team special play that made special players. The kicker that was gonna kick the field goal threw a 55-yard pass touchdown to the center.
Not to mention
Yeah.
De La Hayes, or Destroying, like you was saying, kicker,
Can also play a wide receiver.
was on the field and ran a route.
Yeah.
And he's
Because-
also got those hands.
So this team is going
He's
to
got-
honestly...
He's got more hands than Kadarius Toney and Chase Claypool combined.
Hey, speaking about Chase, though, quick thing. He's going to go play Canadian football.
That's insane.
I'm surprised that he didn't go to the UFL.
Canadian Football League. He might get some type of citizenship and free health care, and they might pay him more.
You said what? I
Basically
don't think
arena
I've actually tried to
football with
actually
a
watch
rugby
it.
ball.
I'm gonna say, since he brought up rugby, if nobody also heard, I think it's the Chiefs. They just signed a rugby player.
We're not talking about the Chiefs.
He said no. It's too soon. Too soon. Still. But yeah. So then you're just talking about Destroying, having those hands to catch the ball and run routes. Well, if you remember last year, Houston Roughnecks star wide receiver John Trey Kirkland. Kirkland is now on the Brahma Bulls. So this team is honestly, I'm excited to watch this team. They went out, won their first game, 1-0. So let's keep it going.
But since you're not going to give name recognition to the big man, let me give name recognition to the big man. Alex Millett is the man who
I wonder if he has a
scored
mullet.
whatever it is. He's the guy who scored the 40-yard receiving touchdown.
It was a 55-yard pass.
It was a 40-yard receiving touchdown.
Run after the catch? Is that what you're saying? Like after he caught it, it was extra 44 yards?
44? No.
40.
40 total.
I don't know.
40-yard receiving touchdown. From an O-lineman.
And not even that, it's your center.
He's inspiring people.
Like, how is your center
everywhere.
breaking off for that deep of a pass?
Yeah, why is he breaking off for that deep of a pass?
Second of all, did he have to check in with the refs to go that far down the field?
No, because, see, he lined up on the very edge, I believe, and he lined up in, like, a tight end slot.
Oh, so he didn't, like, play center and then ran down. Okay. That's what I thought happened.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure he was on the end slot, which is why they said he was allowed to.
Okay.
Are you got more?
For Brahmas? No.
Okay. Well, the Brahmas coach has become the first to use a super challenge.
Super challenge.
Yeah. I had in my notes initially, what the hell
Super
is a
challenge?
super challenge?
No kidding. Like, what? What do you... What?
Amen, brother. A super challenge is for special teams, special players.
Special play.
Wait, no, I didn't say that. You gotta say something different. Like Kim Jong-un. No. So basically what that is...
No cameras in the huddle.
is the rule that the NFL Teams Committee during this past offseason
Mm-hmm.
went into the meeting and proposed to the NFL, saying like, "Hey, we want to be able to challenge the officials' play calls whenever."
Okay.
Because it's bullcrap that they make so many. I'm about to knock over Manning. I almost sacked him. But they're just basically, like, hey, it's stupid that you guys make so many dumb calls. You miss so many dumb calls. We want to be able to challenge your guys' calls whenever, tell you what we're challenging, and you go review that last play and see if you missed it.
Okay.
That's what they do in the UFL now. And he was the first one to call it. And I believe that it didn't work out for him. But that's not the point.
The point is that there is a super challenge.
Yeah.
And they used it.
And the other point.
Is that like a blue flag or something? Or is it still like a red flag?
That's a great question. I can't answer that.
It's like an orange flag?
What I can say is that the NFL is already stealing UFL rules. If this works out decent for the UFL, hopefully,
yep, and we'll
the
get into
NFL will steal that rule too. However, whole rig theory, I doubt it. It put an end to it pretty quickly, I would assume. I don't know. Maybe not with the new hip drop tackle bullcrap.
Hold on, whoa, don't get too far. We gotta talk about that later.
Oh, right, that's in this episode. Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Now that I dropped that, let me drop one. Excuse me. This soda's getting to you, boy. Dr. Pepper, sign us.
Bro, I think Justin would have the greatest day ever if Dr. Pepper reached out to him and be like, hey, we're going to make Dr. Pepper, but put your face on it.
You see this face? You don't put this face on anything you're trying to sell.
Sells millions. And he's like, oh, okay.
What would it sell millions on?
Just Dr. Pepper, but it has like your face on it.
They'd be like,
put you in a few commercials.
They'd be like, who's this underfed hood rat?
I promise he gets fed, guys.
I eat. I just make a lot of BM. And I ain't talking about baby mamas.
I hope not. Okay. Anything else on the Brahmas?
Yeah.
What else?
The Colts signed Joe Flacco. The Brahmas got
See, I seen that last
Flacco.
name too. I seen that name too. But I didn't look. I'm like, what are the chances that these guys might be related?
And Tom Flacco is indeed the younger brother of Joe Flacco.
Bro, what are we doing here? Like, come on.
So,
Younger brother, dude. Like, how old is this man?
I think it said he was 29. I believe.
I don't know if he will see a day in the NFL.
Nah, I mean, he's probably in the UFL because he never made it to the NFL. But he stopped playing college ball, I believe I read in like 2019. So I don't know what he was doing for like 3-4 years. Selling cars.
Selling cars. All right. Well, am I good to jump to the next team? Following up with the quarterbacks?
Yep, that is all I got.
All right. Last team for the XFL division. St. Louis Battlehawks. Couple familiar faces with them.
AJ McCarron.
AJ McCarron, who last year in the NFL signed as a backup quarterback for the Bengals. Did he do well? No.
He literally threw one snap, dog. Sure, he got beat out by Jake Browning, but I mean, you get beat out by Jake Browning too.
So AJ McCarron requested that he asked if he can go back and play for the UFL. And they gave him, they said, yeah, sure. So now AJ McCarron is back with the St. Louis Battlehawks, along with his favorite tight end, Hakeem Butler.
That's right.
Who is definitely not a tight end. He is a wide receiver, but wherever you want to play him at.
Tis fair.
Loki, when is the UFL game going to come out? Like, come on, Rock, get it together.
Fox, figure it out.
Y'all need to go ahead and make this money. Put this game together. You never know if it's going to work until you try.
Just fair. Yeah, ain't
Maybe
lying.
it'll be 2K that makes the UFL game.
It could be. Think about it.
Could you imagine the ratings if they overdid Madden?
That would-
Boy, that'd be bad.
Yeah, that'd be real bad. Playing with 8 teams.
Yeah, the ratings are still better because of the graphics,
It's like you're playing.
the realism in it.
It's like you're playing Madden before they started numbering it.
But yeah, you got anything on St. Louis?
Yeah, you skipped over that they got Darius Shepard, their most consistent receiver, returning. And they also got a former Giants running back,
Who?
Wayne Gallman. He was only backup for Saquon Barkley for about 2-3 seasons, I believe. But there's potential there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens. I don't think he's going back
they-
to the NFL, but he might do really good in the UFL.
Yeah. They signed another wide receiver from XFL last year. I can't remember. It's Pearson, I believe.
I would
last
say,
name.
yeah,
'Cause he played-
Jacoby Pearson.
Is it Jacoby?
Jacoby Pearson.
I feel like it's not Jacoby
I
Pearson.
feel like I could be wrong too, but for now we're going.
I do think it starts with a J. But
Jacoby Pearson.
but he hasn't played because I believe he is currently injured.
That didn't even hear me.
He
right.
played for the Seattle Sea Dragons, who is no longer a team.
Benvenucci, no.
Oh man, I forgot about him. Yeah, he's out too. Wow.
He went to the Cowboys, didn't he?
No,
was
he
that
played
before?
for the Cowboys, then went
And
to
then
the
he
XFL.
went to and then he dogged out. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how that sequence works.
So, but
Timelines be confusing, dog.
But that's all I got for our UFL week 1 going. Moving on to week 2 this weekend.
Yeah. I'd say that's all I got too. I'm gonna make one prediction: the Birmingham Stallions are gonna be in this year's championship.
You think so?
Yeah, they're going back to back to back.
Ooh.
They might not win, but they're going.
Okay.
I'm not making a prediction on the other team yet. We'll wait till week 2 to do that.
All right, so let's jump over to the NFL now. As Justin was talking about, the NFL is stealing the UFL's kickoff rule.
Yeah, this sucks. What are we doing, guys?
I don't know. I mean, seeing how the XFL last year did it was kind of cool, honestly, just because it was different. It does give more chances of kickoff returns. I don't know. You don't really get to see that many kickoff returns in the normal NFL kickoff. So now that they're going to use this kind of kickoff rule, I'd say I'm not like overly excited, but I'm kind of like excited to see it. See how it goes.
I mean, like, sure, it'd be cool, but we already got one league doing it, and some of the hardest hits you ever see in football are off of kick returns and, like, kickoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And your gunner's shooting down the sideline to go get this guy that you just kicked the ball 75, 80 yards to, and it's still hanging in the air, and you're 5 yards away right now.
No, you can't run until the ball is caught.
I know that.
Oh, you're talking about in the
saying,
NFL kickoff.
Yes.
Okay, in their original kickoff. Okay.
That's when you get some of those highlights of these guys on special teams where they're making some of the best plays they've done in their career.
Yeah.
And now you're taking away from that because what? Protect them more, which I get to an extent.
I think the punts are still the same though.
But I mean that's all right. No, nobody ever gets far on punts anyways. I mean,
Well, it's not that. It's also about the defense, the start of the defense of the return team being able to possibly block the punt.
I mean that's fair too.
Like that's exciting moments because like Brady, you remember last year the Colts got the 2 blocks on Tennessee. Yeah, so that got us like hyped for that game because also it was a close game. So I think with that still being the same, that's good because I think with the UFL, I think it's the same as their kickoff rule. You wait until the receiver gets the ball. I'm not too sure.
I'm not positive on that neither. I don't know though. I mean, we'll see how it does in the NFL, but I think there'll be a lot of just running to the sidelines, unless they're putting them right in the middle.
Mm-hmm. So here's another NFL rule change that you started to talk about: the no hip drop tackle.
Insane.
To a point.
No, not to a point.
Well, there was to a point until I figured out that you can't tackle below the knee, which is honestly dumb. The UFL, you're allowed to tackle wherever. I was watching them tackle each other, and I'm just like, huh. So if we're just going to steal from the UFL, might as well take their tackle stuff too. Just say you can't grab from the hip.
I'm pretty sure I seen a UFL highlight from week 1 that was a long touchdown pass to this dude that got tackled into the end zone by his face mask, and they didn't even throw a flag.
Okay, so
it was like, now we'll give him the touchdown.
That's solely on the refs, but
I know, but if they're ignoring that kind of stuff, and then the NFL is like, he grabbed his hip, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. And then the calls on that is going to be even more ridiculous because, say you grab his hip, but you don't drop down, but you grab his hip, and they're like, oh, you grabbed his hip, flag.
It's just going to be one of those things where they call it when they want to because it was close, or they miss it when they need to.
Honestly, if the NFL keeps going at this rate, UFL is going to become more popular than the NFL. I guarantee it.
Well, that's a possibility because the NFL is not the NFL that I grew up watching even 10 years ago.
One, I understand the helmet to helmet is crucial. Yeah, I get why you took that kind of hit away. The hip drop tackle is crucial to an extent. Because when you do put your weight on somebody's leg and their legs go in a different way than what it's supposed to go, yeah, that's pretty bad.
My thing about it is their definition of a hip drop tackle is grabbing the hip and dropping.
Yeah.
That's literally their definition of it. No matter what angle, no matter what circumstance. There's just times where if you're chasing a man on a cross route downfield trying to catch up to him, and your only option is to dive and try to catch him however you can.
So if you're diving, towards his hip, say I'm going to dive towards you and just wrap your hip up, and I don't pull back or anything like that, they shouldn't call that. And if they do, that's bullcrap.
A lot of people dead weight their tackles to get people down in the NFL. That's just how they do it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm also saying is that taking away below the knee tackle is dumb.
That's always been a thing.
Yeah, but it's dumb because what do you do to stop somebody from running? Tackle their legs.
Yeah.
I mean, last time I checked, I moved with my feet. So for you to tackle me, you need to stop me from moving. That's why most of these people that are tackling in the NFL are probably trying to either one, strip the ball constantly, or tackling you from the shoulders and to the waist.
I'm pretty sure that there's some type of range, and it's not necessarily below your knees. It's just not at your knees. I don't think you're allowed to do that, which, I mean, for good reason on that one. I can definitely understand.
Yeah, look at Nick Chubb.
Amen, brother. I had to. He was on my fantasy.
But, I mean, I'm just getting heated about it because you're changing so much of the game now that it's not even the NFL anymore, really. You can call it the NFL, but that's not what it is. You just go on Twitter and all you keep seeing is call it two-hand touch. Go ahead and make it flag football. You're already doing it with the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Goodell needs to get it together, take the league back over, and not letting the NFLPA take it over.
I mean, I think this might be Goodell's doing as well. Goodell's not a good CEO. That man started ruining the NFL when he took it over.
All I'm
What?
saying is that you need to be more specific with your tackles. Come out and say, look, this is how you can tackle. Show a presentation of like how somebody should tackle now or something. Don't just be like, you can't do that and expect the NFL players to know like exactly what you mean off the top of your head.
I don't know, man. I the only reason I don't understand it is because, like the situation I was explaining, if you're chasing somebody down, diving for them, trying to tackle them, like how many times have you seen people do that and they get shoestring tackles? You think that their objective from the start of that dive was to get a shoestring tackle, or do you think they was trying to hit a leg or get a little higher on them, get wherever they can to tackle?
Mm-hmm.
No, that was their option. That was their resort. Get the foot.
Yeah.
Get one. That's what they had. That's what they did. So if your resort is you just dove and you're aimed at their hip and that's what you got to grab to tackle them, what are you gonna do?
I guess if you're diving, you got to like stay, in your dive position, kind of like you can't just hop up and pull back. That's the drop part is when you're grabbing his waist and pulling back. That are going to call that the hip drop.
You're basically telling me
That's
that
why I'm saying is that you should go after their legs when you're diving. Yeah, you're aiming towards their hip. Lower your arms down, then go for the legs. Because once you wrap up the legs, they're not moving no more.
the NFL wants us, not us. I wish us. That means I'd make millions.
Yeah, I'd probably be on the bench, to be honest with you.
Well, that's fair.
I make thousands.
Dude, they look at me and they'd be like,
Special teams, special player.
they're gonna be like, we need water. Fly away.
They're going to be like, Bobby.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I'm
Slap
not.
hands, slap hands.
They look at me and try to send me to like, I don't even know, like probably 14U. The size of these boys playing football nowadays, I've seen some big 12, 14-year-old boy highlights. It's
Yeah.
insane.
So, yeah, finally to get off of that rant, though, the next rule change, they extended the trade deadline. It is now week 9 instead of week 8.
I made mine week 10. Catch up, NFL.
So, we'll see how well that even, goes. See if any trades even happen during the week.
It'll probably just uphold trades a little bit longer. Those last-minute trade deals you see happen are now just going to be happening a week later.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I mean,
Everybody's gonna forget about that rule change and think week 8's the deadline still.
yeah, that'd be funny.
Last thing though, unless you want to keep talking about this deadline.
Nope.
All right, last rule change. Coaches are gaining a third challenge call, but only if you successfully get one of the calls right prior to that third one.
That's a good rule. I like that.
I do too. I believe the Colts are still, Irsay is still in motion of trying to get the instant replay assisting call.
They went for only in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, though.
Right, because of that Browns game. When the
Cincinnati Bengals proposed for the entire game, and they shot that down like an enemy plane. It was like, no.
they saw theirs and they was like, shh.
Straight to the shredder. The shedder.
Well, all right, guys.
Man's making grammatical mistakes. We're out.
Yeah. All right, y'all. As you guys know, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all social media. That's Facebook, X, TikTok, and Instagram. Because you guys know, if you ain't balling with your boys, who you balling with?
Ballin'.
Yeah.
Brother.